Hello, my name is Nathan Corpus, and I am the founder of Dupe at Midnight Films, a Seattle-based production company that helps nonprofits and businesses tell stories that move people. You can learn more about my work at www.dupeatmidnightfilms.com. Today's episode is part of a series I'm doing called 5 Artists Who Inspired Me on My Own Career Path. And this one's a little different because the person who inspired me doesn't know me, but he was on television. This is the story of how Top Chef, and more specifically, Chef Richard Blais, helped reignite a dream I almost gave up on. Without further ado, let's discuss Richard Blais. To understand what Richard Blais meant to me, I have to go back to how I got into Top Chef in the first place. The first 3 seasons aired while I was in high school, and I was hooked. It was the first time I really saw food as art. Not just flavor, but finesse, composition, storytelling. I had no idea food could be elevated in such a way. It opened up a world that felt big, sophisticated, full of possibility. I didn't know if I belonged in that world, but I was drawn to it. But when I moved away for college, I had to give it up. I couldn't afford cable TV, and part of me thought, maybe that's what adulthood looks like, putting away things that bring you joy so that you can focus on being, air quote, serious. Serious about work, serious about education, serious about becoming someone. The problem was, the world wasn't exactly waiting for me. I graduated into a recession, and nobody was hiring new grads. Every listing said 5 years experience, and by the time employers were open to recent grads, I no longer was one. Flash forward several years, I was working a stable job, but I wasn't doing what I loved. I wasn't chasing the career that I had dreamt of, and deep down, I knew it. I felt stuck. I felt frozen. Then the pandemic hit, and like the rest of the world, I was stuck at home. One day, I went back to something familiar. Top Chef. I'd never watched past season 3, so I picked up with season 4, the Chicago season, and that is when I was first introduced to Richard Blais. Eventually, he came back for Top Chef All-Stars, and something about his return hit different. On paper, we don't have much in common. He's got an engineering mind, he's methodical, he's inventive. But what connected me to him wasn't his technique. It was his drive. The show made it clear that Richard was already successful. He had restaurants, a name, but you could tell he still felt like he hadn't proved something. He'd lost the first time around, and he was hard on himself about it, not because of ego, but because of expectation, of wanting to live up to what he knew he could be, of wanting to make his family proud. Throughout that All-Star season, you could see it in his eyes, the tension between talent and doubt. He had something to prove. And when he finally won, he broke down in tears. When he broke down in tears, I didn't see a chef with a trophy. I saw a human being who finally got confirmation that he belonged. And that cracked something open in me. It was the only time I've ever wiped away tears while watching Top Chef. And to be clear, it wasn't because he won. It was because it reminded me that it's never too late to try again. That no amount of past success erases the hunger to reach the next goalpost. And no amount of failure defines your future. Here's what I carry with me from Richard's journey. Your story isn't over just because you put your dream on pause. That passion doesn't have an expiration date. That if you keep showing up, challenge after challenge, with intention, with humility, your moment might still be waiting for you. These days, you could argue that I'm a successful filmmaker. I've won awards. I've worked with incredible people. But like Richard, I still have goals I haven't reached yet. I still have something to prove, mostly to myself. And every time I feel like the moment has passed, I remember him. I remember the look in his eyes when he realized he did it. And I tell myself, keep going. Thanks for listening to today's episode of 5 Artists Who Inspired Me on My Own Career Path. You can explore more of my work at www.dupamidnightfilms.com. And if you're working with a nonprofit or have a documentary story that deserves to be told, feel free to reach out through the contact form. I'd love to hear from you. I'll be back soon with another episode, and until then, thanks for being here. Keep going.